Good afternoon. My name is Nikki Heilbrunn. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me speak today. Since my freshman year at Canyon Crest, I'd vaguely heard about the senior project. It always sounded a bit daunting and overwhelming, but by the time I got to this class and was informed of the details, it sounded pretty manageable, and I found myself excited to begin my internship. After recently filling out numerous college applications and putting my intended major as variations of business, finance, and accounting, I was looking forward to the opportunity to be introduced to how these areas are applied in actual careers. I had some experience with these subjects over the years through various jobs, but this would give me the chance to really see what it would be like to work in one of these fields. Knowing this, my first idea was to contact my older cousins in Los Angeles. They opened a sticker store in a shopping center called The Grove, and have owned it for 20 years now. I thought I could go up for a weekend to work for them and split my 15 hours into 2 full work days. This idea fell through, and I had to look elsewhere, but I still have the desire to have that experience, and I'm going to try and intern there in the near future. As far as my internship, it didn't take me long to find another. I soon secured my best friend's mom as my mentor. She's the vice president of finance and accounting at a local printing company called Mayor Reaper Graphics. Arranging meeting times was fairly easy and casual because we already knew each other, but once we actually got to work, it was very professional. The first day I spent a couple hours learning the complex operating system the finance department uses. It was overwhelming because there was so much information to retain, but over time it became familiar. I spent my hours balancing checkbooks, depositing checks, managing customer accounts, creating invoices, entering data, memorizing codes and processes, and learning about tax policies and the overall responsibilities of being an accountant. This probably sounds dull and boring to many people, but I really enjoyed it. I've always been good with numbers, and I like typing and working with computers, so this seemed to be a perfect fit. Because of that, I even got a lot out of the mundane sounding task of entering data. My mentor was extremely helpful throughout my internship. She really took the time to make sure I understood my responsibilities and made herself available for any questions I had. She also explained to me concepts beyond my physical internship, which I really appreciated. I learned about tax policies that apply to businesses and where that money goes. Some of the things she explained to me I actually recognized from my AP Government and Economics classes. It was interesting for me to see how relevant the information was and how it is applied in real-life instances. Overall, I would say my internship was a very positive experience. Though it reinforced my interest in this field, I wanted to take my research paper part of the project in a completely different direction. At first, I wanted to choose a topic related to politics. My dad and I weekly discussed current events, and I thought I would easily be able to pick a relevant and attention-grabbing issue. At the time, Herman Cain was gaining popularity, as was his 999 plan. I thought I would look into writing about it, but soon found myself bored with the information I found. Moving on to another subject, I began to research articles discussing the distribution of wealth in the United States and around the world. This proved too wide a topic, though, and fell through just like the first did. I was getting frustrated with not being able to think of a decent topic, so I abandoned the politics approach and went with a different idea altogether. I decided to write about the advantages and drawbacks of joint custody for children of divorced parents. My parents got divorced this past year, and while I think that was what planted the idea in my head, it did not have really any significant impact on the writing process or the actual paper. I found good articles with a lot of information for both sides of the argument, and I knew I picked something I could write a lot about. The step-by-step process we followed in writing the paper seemed ideal at first, but I found myself struggling a bit in the middle because I felt like my paper was disjointed. The time we had between writing the various parts of the paper threw me off, and it was difficult for me to see the whole thing coming together at times. By the end, however, I was able to go through it all and put it together coherently, resulting in a paper I was ultimately proud of. The flexibility of being able to change my topic was so important, and I'm glad I took my time in choosing one I liked, because that really helped me write a successful paper. I think writing this was so beneficial because it gave me practice for similar papers I will need to write in the future. I had had some practice before in AP English language last year with the research paper I wrote for the anthology project, and now I feel like I have a lot more confidence for assignments like these. So something very valuable to have going into college. In the end, there are a lot of things I still haven't figured out in terms of my future, like which college I'm going to attend and exactly what career I'd like to go into. This project, though, was so worthwhile as it gave me insight into what I really want when the time soon comes to make these decisions. It allowed me to test whether my interest really translates into a career I can enjoy, and that's so helpful for the future. Because of this, I'm so thankful I got the opportunity to participate. Thank you. And then this is just a little PowerPoint of my project. This is like the desk I worked at, yeah. And then this is just part of the system that they use, and it was really complex. Like, this is just one of the many drop-down lists possible, and I had to like memorize all the processes. Like, if I needed to go into the accounts receivable or something, like I had to remember where I should go, and that was difficult at first. Like, that's one of the accounts. These are just some screenshots, and then this is just like the deposit slips, and I had to cut off the bottom because it had the account number, and I couldn't show that. And the next one's just like that says the company name on it. It's an invoice slip, and again I cut off the number because I didn't have to sign anything, but like we talked about confidentiality and how I'm not supposed to really like talk about the numbers and whatever. So that's it.
My name is Noah Kempinski, and I'm an almost graduating senior. I really mean it when I say that. By the time I finish this speech, I won't have much left to do here at CCA. My mark will be set, the friends I made will be solid, the classes I've taken will be a memory. High school will be just like yesterday. In a few days, I'll be an early graduate and will be going on to my next journey in life. I will be leaving this country on an academic high school program in Israel, where I'll have my first excursion as an independent woman and my first time to explore the world alone. I'll make new friends and make new memories. Going on a program like this was always a thought of mine, so I wasn't really sure if I should do it. One of the main reasons I did decide to go on a program like this was because my mom, my sister, my cousin, all did this amazing Israel program, and I looked up to the way they went and came back even stronger than before. Ever since I was a young girl, I was taught to be confident with who I was and be proud of the girl I was. We have so much to share with this world, women in particular, and I believe that women really do have a strength inside of them. So when I found out about the senior project, I was a little confused. Not like everyone else, I wasn't used to hearing about this all throughout high school. I didn't have these nightmare thoughts going through my head the summer before senior year, and I was truly okay to hear about this assignment. I figured a long project would be easy. So much time to do it, there'd be no stress in the matter. Last year in AP English, we did a project that was quite similar, an anthology research paper, so I believe this would come quite easy to me. Just think of a topic and it would be done. I was wrong. It was a lot of work, from planning to researching to looking into myself to finding what was really important. It was the first time I did a project that I really wanted to do, and that captured my ability to see what was significant in my life at that moment. It wasn't what I was studying at school, but I was studying in the course of my existence. I was always taught to be a confident girl. So it took me a few steps back this summer when I noticed my peers and the media around me discussing and struggling an issue that hit me really hard: eating disorders. I couldn't get my mind off how our generation, and mostly women, who I always thought of as so strong and confident, dealing with such a horrid illness. I decided to research different eating disorder treatments. I wanted to be aware of how to help and benefit people with these situations and know that there's a better outcome to this disease. There are so many different healing processes out there, and it's about taking the first step and finding a cure that matters. I found researching this to be a real benefit to my life. It made me more aware of the struggles many people deal with and the pressures society gives us. Being a young girl, I can't say I'm completely unaware of these pressures. Though, I hope to take how I was raised and continue to be strong. Knowing these treatments are out there for these really hard diseases, I learned a lot from my research paper, and I'm very fortunate to explore it on a deeper level. As I was looking for an internship, I wanted to find something that also showed women beauty, if it was from celebrating in an artistic way or any way. It had something to do with women and finding calmness and peace. I decided to intern with a woman who runs her own business of skin cleansing. She gives facials and treats women with the luxuries of life. Women should celebrate themselves in many ways, and I found that I really connected to the people who came in. During my internship, I had the opportunity to meet with many clients before the spa, help my mentor during the facials, and at the end was scheduling their next appointments and selling products they might want to buy. This internship wasn't just a good way to learn about an independent business. Meeting with those women and hearing their stories was a real way to see beauty shine out. I took a lot from this experience with my senior project and hope to use it in my next stage of life, from traveling halfway across the world next week to starting a university in the next few months. I want to be a confident woman and proud of everything I do during my life and hope to take life's challenges and grow from them. When I go to college, I hope to major in psychology and women and behavioral issues. I can look at this in a deeper level and study this all more. The project reassured my interest and my commitment to the subject. The senior project helped me mature and confirm what was important to me. I will forever be thankful for the months and months of preparation that went into this and everything I've gone out of it. Thank you for taking your time and your day to listen to the slight intake of how much I've grown at my years at Canyon Crest and the past few months as a senior.
Yo, baby!
And then this is my visual, and this is how I greet people when they would walk into the spa. It was like at their house, and so I would sell different lotions, and these are the different lotions. Each lotion was for different like skin care and different skin types. Some people had like acne, some people had like wrinkles, some people had sensitive skin, some people had more like tough and rough skin so they could handle more like deeper kind of lotions and creams. So these are the different kind of lotions I had to learn which ones I could sell to different clients. Over here at the top it kind of looks like a microwave. That's where we like leave the hot towels that we put on the people's faces and they would like heat up. We have like candles and like little relaxation things. And there's the creams and the cleansers. And over here is like this machine from Europe. Only a few clients got it. I only saw like 3 clients get it. And it's really expensive. It makes this like the facial like 3 times more expensive. And it takes like the dead cells out of the skin through a mineral thing. And it was really, really interesting. And then this is like the before and after of a facial.